Tefi, Danny and I are so excited to chat with you, especially because you got a new show coming out soon, and it looks like a good time. Also, it's your birthday today, so this is just the best time to chat with you.
Oh, it is a little insane to be a year older and none wiser. No, it is a little
Do
insane.
you get introspective on the birthdays?
No, 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 no. I am as avoidant as possible on a birthday. No, no, no. Introspective is for like new moons.
Okay, okay. So how are you feeling this birthday, heading into another year of life with a big project about to come out?
I mean, like, uh, I sometimes in my mind I go back to 22-year-old me, and I'm like, stop smoking cigarettes. And she's like, no. I'm like, okay. And that's fine. We get Botox later. And you have a show. And she'd be like, shut up. Because I will say, when I was a teenager and like the Real Housewives started on Bravo, I was like, oh, I always felt like I'm going to be on camera one day. I thought my destiny was to be a Real Housewife of Miami. Like my destiny. Like I was like, I know I'm going to be on camera, but like, hello, I'm not an actress. And like, I have a MySpace, but that's about it. And now I can like, I don't know, it's like it's funny. Life is very funny. I
Wait,
always thought I'd have a boyfriend, not a show. And look,
girl, what makes you more money?
period.
And which one takes better photos of you? The show images. There are professionals doing that. Yes.
Thank you, Papa Prime Video. We love you.
Wait, I love that Housewives of Miami was part of your hero journey.
Part of my
And I
lore.
kind of don't want you to write off the fact that that's not your entire destiny.
Yeah, but I don't know if I want TV to see that side of me because I am like, while, like Evan's mom is a cancer and very nourishing, you know that we are sick
Oh,
and twisted and horrible, manipulative.
Do
We
you
are
know,
the worst. And
Tefi, everyone on reality TV is a cancer. If you look at the charts for the Vanderpump Rules cast, everyone's a cancer. Dorit's a cancer. Erica Jane's a cancer. Lisa
Mhm,
Rinna's a cancer. Like the Cancer Club is doing
mhm.
something on reality TV. So I don't know. I get what you're saying though. It's like you don't want everyone to see that side of you, but the audience
Right.
loves it.
The
Yeah.
audience needs that, yeah. For me to be like if you put me and Larsa in a room
oh,
What would
and
happen?
I'm scared. I'm
Yeah.
scared. But I'm so good at apologizing. I feel like I'd win over the
wait,
audience.
this is why you're a perfect housewife because you'll say anything. And then the next day, guys, you know what? I'm actually so sorry and it's a new beginning.
Let's talk about the husband.
Wait, are you actively tapped into housewives too?
No, I can't. I can't because then I will lose my mind. Like I become way too emotionally involved. Like for Jersey, I had to let go a little for a little bit. Atlanta is not the Atlanta that I know. I don't know that girl anymore. Like I miss her. What I mean to say is I miss Nene.
Oh,
New York is especially exciting. I do miss Jill Zarin though. Isn't that weird? And
oh,
the other day I was in an Uber and I saw Kelly running down the street.
I'm
That
dead.
was a moment. And I used to work at an Equinox on 74th and 2nd. And I bumped into somebody and she screamed, "Excuse you." And I looked, it was Ramona. I that's like bumping into a grizzly. I stared at death in the eyes.
That
You
is
know?
so true. How fun to see them
No,
in
crazy.
the wild. Now, obviously, you are such a pop culture fan and expert
Mhm.
at this point. I feel like this is going to be covered on influence. Like you're going to tap into pop culture, discuss it, share some
Mhm.
hot. Like tell us about the show because I think it's a really fun concept and there's a really fun group of girls and gals. I mean, girls and guys. I wish they were all gals. Who are partaking.
Girls, gays, and theys, I call them.
Yes,
Oh,
yeah.
You know?
yes.
The show, I definitely do talk about pop culture. I feel like every single person on that, so it's five of us. So I didn't know y'all until when I got signed onto the show because there are 150,000 episodes of Love Island UK. Like it's impossible, you know? So I didn't know him until I got on there, but it was like immediately, like the moment we got on set, we just became friends. And I usually make a big effort to do that regardless, but I didn't even need to try. And all of us had our own different lanes. And I was like a little lanes of interest or lanes of like specialty. You know what I mean? Like Cyrus is a person who loves beauty, and all things like they are so they are so luxe, and
Oh,
like
love that.
So much. So very, I like you smell them and it's, why are you wearing La Mer from your nose to your toe? Like this cup slathered, you know? And Chang is like confidence queen. And then Taryn is hysterical. She was also Miss New York. Like she has so much insight on like girlhood from that perspective, from that very interesting perspective. And then Eyal is very like fitness and health and like, oh my God, he was like, do you want my gluten-free like cocoa? I'm like, leave me alone. I need gluten in my life. I need a cigarette. I need a steak. I need a wine. Leave me alone. You know, and for me, I talk a lot about like spirituality or kind of like, I love like my crystals, you know, and I love the moon again. Love my wine, you know. I'm with my crystals like listening to Brat. Like I'm not a psycho, okay?
Okay, that's balance, you know?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. And then I also talk a lot about pop culture stuff. So like when we all got together, it was you know what the show feels like to me? It feels like brunch with a new group of friends. You know, when you're doing brunch all the time
Ooh.
with the same group and you can feel that the group has expired. Usually we're like 22, 24, your friend group has expired. You're like, do I like you or have we just been friends since ninth grade? You know,
Mm.
this felt like it's a good group. You know, when girls say that, oh, who's he with? Oh, with Jordan and Roger. Oh, that's a good group. You know, it's a good group.
Wait, and in this group, because you said you all have your different lanes and yours is
Yeah.
the crystals and the wine and the pop culture.
Do I
What
know? But that is my personal
that
brand.
is oh, yeah. Uh, what lane did you need the most help, like the crash course on? You know what I mean? Was it like the like gluten-free energy? Was it the beauty? You know what I mean? Like which one were you like, okay, I'm gonna have to lean on you a lot when we're talking about this because I have no clue what's going on.
If you ever see me in the kitchen making anything, there's blackmail on the table. Like I call my mom, something's wrong. If I
Yeah.
ever text you saying, I can't wait to make this lasagna later, I'm letting you know that I have been kidnapped, you know? Every time I move out an apartment and the landlord is like, just make sure to clean out the stove. I'm like, will do. Will do. It's I haven't touched it.
Blowing the dust off of it.
Literally. So that's the one. So when it comes to like, because Eyal and I think Taryn loves to cook too. They were so tapped in.
Mm.
And for me, I'm like, so when you turn it on, like literally. So me and my mom don't do that. We're not those girls, you know?
Oh
So
yeah,
that's the thing.
I love that. Yeah, I can hardly cook anything too, so I completely understand. So thank God you have EL. I also do love that you vibed with EL sort of off the bat without having seen 100,000 episodes of Love Island. I unfortunately, or fortunately, I don't know, whatever you want to consider it, I have seen like every single episode of Love Island, and obviously the finale for Love Island USA was last night.
Don't
And
tell me.
I won't tell you. I won't tell
Thank
you.
you.
You
Scream.
Oh.
you as an influencer though, like you
No.
have a massive following. The
Mhm.
people on this season of Love Island, like for whatever reason, this season of Love Island USA really popped off more than other seasons. And so
Mhm.
there's one girl who is coming out of the villa with over 1 million followers, which we haven't seen
Mhm.
for the USA franchise. She obviously didn't build that on her own the way you did over years and years and through hard work and stuff. So do you have any advice for the people coming out of Love Island who are just hit with that following immediately? Like how should they navigate that? It seems like it'd be really tough.
I feel like if you can navigate the world watching you have sex in a twin bed in a room with 8 people, if you were like looking at me and being like, I don't know if I can handle this, baby, you can handle anything. You are one of the strongest soldiers. I could not do that. You know,
Ooh.
like if you go on a show and you already know that people are going to be talking about you, you know what I mean? Girl, you are fine. You can handle a couple hate DMs. Post your selfies, show us that ass, you know? You know, like I feel like when I walk into rooms and stuff, I feel like I already have friends in there. Like that's what I tell myself, like the people in these rooms already like me. I would tell
Ooh.
them just treat the world like they already like you because the truth is they do. The truth
Mhm.
is, I mean, you have about what, like a 999,000. Is that how math works?
Yeah, I think
So
so. I
About
think
I'm as good as math that I am as cooking. So baby,
okay, cool. Thank you. About like you have a bunch of proof to show that you're already likable. You know what I mean, babe? And sometimes, honestly, when I think about like if I get like a hateful DM, you know, like every every day around like 1 p.m. This is when the piranhas come out. You know, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's their lunch break. Maybe they're hangry. And I'll think about it and I'm like, if you knew that you were like destined, if you want to be seen, if you want to be heard, if you're one of those people, like think about every person that you idolize, think about every person that you look up to, think about every person you grew up watching, and think about their responses or their comments or their DMs. It's just, it is what it is. Like, have you ever seen like Billie Eilish's comments? You people need to be hosed down. You guys are like the horny chihuahuas at the sofa humping during the family party in the hallway. You know what I mean? Like you guys are unbelievably horny. And but like then I look sometimes at like people like even like Britney Spears had to turn off her comments. I can't believe people got in the way of me telling Britney Jean Spears that I love her every day. I don't know how you losers sleep at night, you animals. But yeah, so I think when it comes to being perceived, you're going to be perceived. And not everybody's going to like you. I know a lot of in high school didn't like me. Where are you guys? Okay.
Wait, that's actually the best. Yes, like wait,
You're going to be in the group chat
Bueller.
regardless.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I'm talking about that are like, so I'm talking about, I'm being myself right now. No, I talk about girls who are like in real estate being like, I hate this girl, et cetera, et cetera. She was so mean to me in 10th grade. You think they're not going to talk about you? Of course, they're talking about me too. And
Wait,
you are welcome for the content, my queens.
also, I'm obsessed that you both are great at moving on, but keeping the grudge in the back of the mind because that's the perfect double recipe sauce. Because it's why you have a talk show now because you're like, no, I'm going to let them have a daily reminder who they
Mhm.
messed with and who they won't be, which is why it's so great that you're on the show.
Thank you. Ashley at a Hof in 3rd grade could save me from a fire. And I would say, thank you. Why did you tell everybody I had a mustache?
Uh, oh, you never forget that stuff. Never.
I will never forget because she
No.
had a mustache. Sorry, Ashley. It was great diversion. I will say, masterful. I was like this, like, what? Like,
Wait, she's actually the smartest girl. Okay. Ashley
mastermind.
was playing a little game of chess. Wait, but I do love that this is like, even just talking to you now, I know this is going to be such a fun modern take on talk shows. Were you a big, because I know you're a Miami Housewives fan,
Mhm.
were you like obsessively watching like daytime TV, like daytime talk shows and everything?
Ricky Lake
Wow.
and I mean, duh. Christina, she's on Univision.
Yes.
Yeah, Christina. And then I was watching Oprah Winfrey at 4 p.m.
Mm.
I also would dabble with Maury, you know.
Oh, that was sick day
Better.
vibes. Yes.
I liked him better than Springer. I don't know what it was. I think it's the way he would cross his legs. I
Oh,
like loved it. I
wait.
loved it.
I don't know if Reese Witherspoon would vibe with it because I know she's the producer. Can you have a little Maury energy for when you guys have a second season? Because I know you'll have one.
Oh my God, bringing it. Do you understand that it's my dream to bring in a couple to talk about like when I see couples therapy?
Yes.
It is my dream to sit there. I mean, I kind of look like what's her face in How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days when she pretends to be the therapist.
Yeah.
Like I want to sit there and like do that. But then every time the guy speaks, they go as you
Oh.
were saying, Lily. And how to make you feel being such a sick animal of a man. Okay, and then getting back to it. Like that's like my dream. And he's like, oh, but Lily cheated on me. Well, did you see what you put her through? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I
Mhm.
like that approach. I like that perspective. I really like that you open
Toxic, yes.
when
Mhm.
From the
when
taste of your lips, I'm on a ride.
Mhm.
going back to like dealing with the haters. I did love what you said about like you just have to like look to the people that you idolize and see how they react. Were there any celebrities or famous people that you sort of looked to as you were getting into the business of social media and sort of taking a page out of their playbook?
So I do talk a lot like with my friends and stuff that sometimes I feel like this job is so new still.
Mhm.
And there is like I mean, it's the reality. Everybody knows this about influencers. There is like a competitive, like it's like any office.
Yeah.
You can't trust everybody, like Meryl is going to snitch on you for getting drunk on Saturday and missing your shift on Sunday. Like it just is what it is. You're not going to be friends with everybody. But I feel like with that and also it being so public and new, I sometimes get really upset because I'm like, I don't have like a mentor. Like I would love to have a mentor. So like the people that the people that I think about the most when I'm like is Michelle LaVaughn Robinson Obama. Like that's her and I are like we have so many similarities.
Okay. I see
I
that.
also I also fight for obese children. So like Yasmin is gonna kill me. The fight. And like I but I no, I really do. I really tap into her all the time. Or like I have like TV dads in my mind, you know, like I'll be like, oh, in my mind, if I ever find out anything bad about like Steve Martin or like Martin Long, or like even I had to let go of Will Smith a little bit. He's like a cool uncle now, not so much like a dad, TV dad, you know what I mean? But like also Tom Hanks, you know, I have to like that's like I always think about them like, okay, this is like the ABC family unit of my dream. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So that's like something that I do, whatever. But yeah, Michelle Yvonne Robinson Obama is she's my North Star, my lighthouse.
Oh, she's a great North Star to have. Yeah. Wait, I would love you. Maybe, and you know what? You never know. Maybe you and her could rebrand Housewives of Miami.
One day when we meet in real life, I'll let you know all the avenues I have taken just to maybe meet her. You wouldn't believe the rooms I've gotten myself in, and me being like, Michelle's not here. Like that's like
I feel like you're closer to her than like, you know what I mean? I feel you are close to her.
well, Ellen couldn't be nice to people for like 2 more years, right? I like God forbid, I could have gotten my chance. You couldn't have just been nice. Great, thanks
Or
for bringing
like,
some people.
you're like, guys, everyone could have been quiet about it, please.
Could everybody have shut
So she's gonna steal your lunch for 5 more months. Come on, or whatever she did.
like just give her like a Xanax or something. God,
Something tells
it's
me
LA.
she would break it in, like it would just make her stronger. Like I don't think a Xanax would work on Ellen.
It's just like
Like
She
Portia in
becomes
the
the
corner,
quiet.
like yeah.
Oh my God. Well, you were saying, okay, so you didn't have a mentor getting into this, but now that the industry has evolved so much, there are so many young girls getting into this every single day. Are there any young girls getting into social media who have really blown up recently that you're like, I would love to,
Mhm.
link up with you, give you some advice, be your North Star, maybe? I'm sure these girls have also reached out to
Oh
you too.
yeah.
Yeah, they do. And I'm like, I'm not that old. No, I'm kidding, but they do. Especially like when they're 22. And it's like I think if I was like 21, 22, and this was happening to me, I would be the Shutter Island woman. Like I would be dead. So I think the first thing that I say is you're not a bad person. I think that's the first thing that people, whenever they have like something public, they're like, I'm gonna get canceled. I'm like, you're not a bad person. You know, as long as you like say things with good intention, you know, apologize if it's a poor impact, you know, like intention doesn't match impact. But also what I find a lot is people start to panic when they when their dreams come true.
Hmm.
And I like to remember them what wonderful pressure to have, you know? And sometimes I have to look at people and be like, the war is over. Like you're not gonna financially struggle anymore. You wanted to see if you were likable, if you were lovable. You've gotten your proof. Like, don't make this don't complicate this for yourself. You know what I mean? Or don't try to wonder what it's going to be like in 5 years or where everybody is going. I've never been to the Grammys, you know, and I've done so much cool but I've never gone to the freaking Grammys. And every year I tell myself, next year is the first time I'm going to get to go to the Grammys. It's going to be so fun. Like, don't let the comparison rob you of like seeing me do something. Like, if somebody sees me going to the VMAs and like, why is Tefi going? Next year will probably be your first year going to the VMAs. How exciting, you know?
Ah,
So doing stuff like that, like keep things for yourself, you know?
Yeah, well, I know we have to let you go. We only have time for one more question. So I am curious, what was your first dream that came true during this whole journey when you sort of had to pinch yourself and try not to panic?
When I got my makeup professionally done.
Okay, it's the
I
small
was
things.
I was a wardrobe assistant for so long for a celebrity stylist, and they would do everybody's makeup, but I never had like on set. You know, when you're on set and
yeah.
you're, oh, can you just give me a little whatever? I never had the nerve to do it because I didn't want to be like that girl. I don't know why. And then the first time I ever got my makeup professionally done, I was like, it can't get better than this. Like that was like that was it. This is
Wow.
it. Like I called my mom, like, I just did the coolest DSW ad. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, now,
No,
okay, but now you got your own talk show, so it
And
all
yeah.
you're in
worked
Mew
out.
Mew. So
And I'm in
you
mute, period.
Yes.
Period.
oh
Period. Yeah, but that's that. I think those little things are the best. Like getting to take my friends to dinner, like yesterday when I took them to like no, for on Saturday when I took them to dinner, and I got to be like, this is on me. Like I never thought I would ever be able to do that. So that's the sickest part.
I love
Tell Michelle Obama I said that.
Michelle, free dinner. Girl, order an appetizer and a main.
Yeah, please, please. One cocktail each. Don't break my bank.
I love. Well, thank you so much for taking the time, Tefi. You were a joy.
And congrats on
Thank
the
you so
show.
much for having me.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye,
And happy
guys.
birthday.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Happy
Bye.
birthday.
Thanks. Bye.